G'day team, the salty brine, the backbone of our show. However, we do love our freshwater fishing as well. But out here, when we are jigging, it puts a lot of fun into it. We're not using bait, we just come out with these metal lures, and today we're doing exactly that. But we are fishing something that I haven't fished for a long time, and that is a monstrous shipwreck that's pushing around 80 years old, sitting in 105 metres of water off the east coast of Australia. Could you imagine just what's going to live around that? Well, there's one species that I'm targeting today. It's called the yellow-tailed kingfish. Pound for pound, one of the toughest fighting fish around the country. And they are absolutely awesome, particularly on the jig. That first hit as they run back to the deck is going to be pretty fierce. Well, fingers crossed we get onto them. Got a couple of outfits I'd like to show you as well. The first one, which is the stopper, is my little jewel. It's rated up to around 70 pound. I've got a Pebble 200 gram jig here, the Ocean Jigger from Shimano. I've also on here got the Turium 20HG. That's spilled up. I've got a 100 pound leader. I've got around 50 pound Kariki braid on that. This other little outfit, however, is much lighter. It's a Type J slow jig. I've also got the 2000 Ocean Jigger reel on this, going down to a small 100 gram. This is the Colt Sniper Wonderful, a fantastic little jig, and it's going to do justice as well. The jig fluorocarbon leader I'm putting on that is around 50 pound. So the wreck, it's anchored in at 105 metres of water. It's going to come up to about 95 metres off the deck, so it's going to be 15 metres high. A lot of fish hanging off it. Let's get our jigs down and see how we go. How you going, Timmy?
I'm going really good, but I just had a fairly large inquiry. A nibble turned into something decent for a change.
Well, I saw you going hard. You had that Therese bent to its butt just with a jig going until, you know, finally you hooked up, mate.
This is why you make it out to these beautiful wrecks. These areas hold such amazing fish, and we've been working hard. And let me tell you, Paul has been beating me all day. He's got more fish than me.
Bugger off up there.
But finally, finally the big jig has finally worked.
It's happened. You want me to get the gaff?
No.
It's too early for that.
Too early for that yet, but he's coming up all right. He's not the big one we wanted, but he's getting close. We're getting you that medium range king.
Mate, you opt for, I know you do a lot of trips away, you make your poppers, you love to use the Stella. Tell me about that reel. Why do you choose that? I love the Saragossa because it's more affordable for me. You're a lure manufacturer, clearly you can afford these ones.
I can't afford it, but it's good to have. You've got to have one good Ferrari in the shed. It's all right having each one. I've got plenty of cheap reels as well, the everyday bread and butter stuff. But at the end of the day, it is still very nice to have.
It's nice to have the Ferrari parked in the garage.
And the way
I got the Dado 120Y, mate.
Yeah, that's it. The way I do look at it too is one day. There you go. Stop talking, more action. Oh. Paul, how you going over there?
I'm getting.
This is what kingfishing's all about.
Oh, look at this thing.
And these are only babies.
This
Where's
one's
the 20 kilo
this
one?
One's on a,
oh, it's done him.
Oh, it's back.
No, it's back again.
I think old mate just had a crack at it. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just got absolutely railed. Oh, look at that, mate. Nice king there, Timmy.
Aren't they magic fish?
Little Pebble, Ocean Pebble jig from Shimano. Cracking it over. Bring him over here, mate, and I'll pick him up for you.
And I think, you know, down below us, there's fish that are 3 and 4 and probably 5 times bigger than this little fella. You know, absolutely incredible. Look at that.
Hey, absolute
magic fish.
There you go, you got him?
No, I haven't got him. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a goodie. I think I had his dad.
For an absolute little machine. And this fella's what, 850, 900 long?
Yeah.
And down here there's fish that are probably 1.2, 1.3 metres and near on 20 kilos. If you hook up to one of those, you really know about it. Oh well, let's get this thing back into the water and shoot for one of the big guns.
I think I need to go back to the little jig. Oh my God. the thing about when you go those big jigs, you got to really work them because they're 200 grams in weight. And Timmy's got the heavier rod here, so that's ideal. It's really working that lure. I got a bit of a sloppy Joe one here, so basically it's just allowing me to still have some good flexibility in it, but it's a little bit soft. Just jerk that rod up and down. So bait in slow-mo, up, wind down, up, wind down, up, wind down, and then go hard. 20 feet off the bottom, release. Get the line back down. Get a hit?
Oh, hit.
You got a hit. All right, I'm watching, here we go. Maybe he'll come onto mine. All right, here we go. Okay, hit the deck, drag zone up, and we're on. Here we go.
How you going then, mate?
Mate, I like my micro jigging.
Sounds like you've run up a hill.
I've run up 5 hills just on doing this. It's ridiculous.
You gotta look at this as interval training, mate. Hit training. So you keep training until you get a hit.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I go.
When I do get a hit,
Hold on.
I think I had a bite. I really don't want one. Holy snapper.
It's pretty good. So it's a good thing about fishing. People say, you know, it's not good exercise to be in the outdoors. But you come and do this, interval training, while you're having fun, while you're fishing, and then catching dinner. How good is that?
Listen to this rubbish. Turn around so everyone knows who you are.
It's not rubbish, it's fact.
Talks rubbish is good. Oh my God.
So this is why Paul likes live bait fishing. You just put it in and wait.
I need one of those things that you know, to get you going at the end of the day. What are those things called?
Defibrillator.
No, I mean a beer.
A defib. Call for a defib.
I could go an ale. So I'm buggered. Okay, that heavy jigging, loved it when I was a younger fella. Lots of stamina, you know, but yeah, now I'm gonna leave it for fish guy, Timmy. For me, I'm going to change it up a little bit here. I've got my light outfit, which I was running that wonderful from Shimano, the 100 grammer. That worked a treat, nice flutter jig. But I was pulling the hooks on those super large fish. Unusual, normally they'll hang. The bigger jig, which is the pebble one from OSHA, well, I think my rod might be a little bit too soft on that. Timmy's got the perfect rod there, so Therese up to a 50 to 80 pounder. So let's go in between these two here. And what I'm going to run is still a flutter jig, but I'm going to go up to 120 grams. Lots of lumo on it, and in around 105 meters of water, I reckon that'll be okay. We've also got our sort of like a smaller pebble jig as well. That'll work well. I think maybe a little bit too light on that gear, but for me, I'll give this a crack. One thing I must also say to you is some of the jigs that you do buy when you go to Anaconda is remember to take the plastic tube off the hook. A lot of people forget that in the moment. They get so excited. I've done it before, drop down, you're wondering why you're getting hits but no hookups. You've left that plastic tubing on. So take it off. We'll tie that one onto the gear and see how we go. Oh, this is better, Timmy.
You know what, Paul? I call that light fluttered stuff gentleman's jigging. You can jig all day and your arms don't fall off. But us real men, mate, we use 200 gram big jigs.
Mate, I feel youthful again. I feel like, you know, spring chicken with this kind of a jig. I've got to say, for everyone else out there, you want to have a jig, go light and have fun, and you still catch a lot of fish. Who's caught the most today, Tim?
Paul Burt, sorry, yeah, he's right. Paul Burt, I've had a bad day, but I'm about to turn around. This big jig is going to turn into a 20 kilo kingfish, so we've just got to keep trying.
Oh, I lost that 20 kilo kingy before, mate. It absolutely smoked me.
What I've got is the bottom of Byron Bay shelf.
I think you got a wreck, mate.
I've got it again. There he goes.
We got a fish?
Yeah, I had the shipwreck, mate.
Oh, right.
At least I knew I was in the zone.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Now, I'll wind that up and check that. We could have some damage on the leader. When you're fishing these areas and you get a snag like that, always check it. One little nick in that main leader, when one of those 20 kilo brutes jump on, all over. So as you can see, after that snag, prime example, all this leader, all rough, all the whole way. You can see those big chips out there. You know, you hook up to a nice 20 kilo fish after a snag like that, game over. So always check it. Anyway, I'll get this sorted out and we'll go again.
Thing is, we've got a little bit of current sort of pushing to the south. Wind's dropped right off. What I've done here is I've put the engine into a low rev range. What that basically means is I've gone down to 10% on the Yamaha. It allows me to do that. Therefore, I'm going to keep a little bit of reverse. It'll go in gear, out of gear, in gear, out of gear. Instead of just keeping the boat constant reverse, that's a good fish, is it's going to keep me in line with my line, so it's pretty much vertical, and I can get that fish back up to the surface. Again, I've always spoken about when you're jigging 45 degree away from you, if it gets like that, your jig's really not going to work too well. I'm getting railed here, Tim. So having that engine in gear, out of gear really makes a massive difference. Rod tip bent. Guide your line onto your reel. And keep his head up. Oh wow, he's not bad. That nice little jig again. He's still pretty green. Come to me, mate. Have a look at this for a fish. Get rid of that. Here we have it. Another magnificent kingfish taken on that light jig, by the way. The light jig, nice kingy.
Only little.
We'll let him go, hey. Welcome to the Burt wing, my friend. See you later. Yep, on the drop. Oh, on the drop. Absolutely smoked it. And that's the beauty of this little bit heavier rod. I can really control this fish and still have fun on that lighter jig without using the heavier jig that Timmy had. And I'll tell you what, this is what it's all about. It's just having that jig up and down. Oh my God, put your back into it, Paulie. Okay. Always here. Make sure your line doesn't bunch up in the corner. So I'm using the reel on my hand to really lift it up, using my biceps. So here, if I push it down, up here I can control that line across the spool here and use my knee in the gunnel of the boat to get that fish up to the surface. And I tell you what, this is not a bad end of the day for me, because I came to catch kingfish, but I'm ending with a nice snapper. And I tell you what, everyone, what a magnificent fish taken on that beautiful little jig. Again, it was a kingfish expedition on the wreck, but the sun's going down and these guys come out to play. Well, on that note, I'm going to say that's it. Hope you enjoyed today's show, everybody. Before we leave you, here's a few tips to get you underway.
Now here's some of my tips for jigging the wrecks. You'll need a PE 4 or 5 jig combo. An 80 gram flutter jig is ideal, up to a 200 gram pencil jig depending on the current. 60 to 120 pound fluorocarbon leaders should be adequate. Control the line on the drop. What that means, you could get a hit on the way down, so make sure you've got the feel. And retrieve, either slow pitch for the flutters or an erratic retrieve on the pencil. Set your drag and hang on.
And of course, thanks for watching Step Outside YouTube channel for lots of cooking and fishing action. Like, subscribe, and of course comment for more catches like this and cooking recipes.